Morning to you all. Happy Monday to you all. Type in, type in happy Monday. If you're having a happy Monday, just type in happy Monday on the chat. Type in happy Monday. Latrice, you just type it in, Latrice. You figure out a way to type in happy Monday. I see you walking around, Latrice. Put in there happy Monday to y'all. Get me all excited on this Monday. I don't know what it was, Jada, but it was like that 10-second countdown seemed like it went really, really fast. I was just like, damn, it's like 10, 9, 1. Here we go. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm not even close to being ready. I was having a good conversation with my main man, Mr. Mike Castor. I just love that guy. Him and I are cut from the same cloth. He's not feeling good. What's up, everybody in Facebook world? Good morning, George. Good morning, Brandy, Tony, Michelle. He's like, I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm not feeling good, but I'm still going. I'm still going. I mean, what am I going to do? Just sit around, lay around on the couch? I said, you go, bud. You go, man. So he is, but hope you feel better. And for anybody who's sick, Justine, I hope your little one's feeling better. I hope she's feeling better. I know she was sick. For anybody who is sick or anybody who's got some sickness, I hope you feel better. What's up, D? I'm going to talk about the topic and then we're going to have our little morning affirmation. Today's topic, for those taking notes, is the 3 B's. It is broken before the blessing. And we're going to call this AKA a hot mess. AKA a hot mess. I have a morning kind of texting group, and between Robin and my uncle, Justine, Latrice, Jada, Rosario, I don't even know. There's several of you who text me first thing in the morning, and I was trying to figure out today's topic. I was like, what am I going to talk about today? And she said to me, a hot mess. And I was just like, huh, I feel like I have that week going on. How many of you are in or have been in a hot mess? Type in me, put in ME. If you've been part of that, Facebook world, you better not be lying. Facebook world, I'm watching you. You better say good morning, Facebook, because I can't see your names unless you say good morning. Type in me if you've been that before. If you've been in a hot mess, you're in a hot mess, you just came out of a hot mess. How many of you been in like a hot mess for like feels like 3 years? Just put in me on here so I can get a sense of who we're talking to today. Shocking, everyone. So it looks like it's a good topic so far. So, man, what a weekend I had. Oh, I forgot my intro. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. My name's Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD. Did not have the kiddos this weekend, did not have them. The former wife got married this weekend, so hats off to her. Congratulations to her. So I took on the old dog. So I was a little dog sitter. So I got 2 dogs over here. Let's see. There's good old Rex. 14 years old, still kicking. He's actually my first dog. And yes, being not a dog person, I took on 2 dogs this weekend. It was pretty good. I can't say all of it. I had some help. Wendy helped me out with the dogs. We had a little family gathering yesterday, so that was fun. Where's my main man? Where's Dakota? Where's Dakota? He was there. We had a good time. It was nice. I didn't really have my phone on me. Some of you texted me and I felt bad. I was like, well, I didn't have my phone on me for most of the day. So I had some good family time. And then I had Latrice, I had one of these moments yesterday, D. So we're all gathered around and Wendy leans over and says, since you be like my father and you say the prayer, you say the prayer. I was like, damn, talk about being put on the spot all. It's like there's like 20 family members. Where's Dakota? There's like all these people around. And she's like, just as my father, would you do it? I'm like, oh, one of those, Jada. I was like, I had one of those. So I was like, here we go. Here we go. This is what we practice. You never know when you're gonna have to say, and I just closed my eyes and I let God do all the talking. And so this morning, when this came on to me, I closed my eyes. I said, what am I going to talk about? What does this look like? But before we get into that, let us do our affirmation. Now, I want everybody to say it. John, I want everybody to say it. Dominique, I want everybody to say it. Dakota, I don't care where you are. I want you to feel this when you're saying it, because it is going to happen to you. I promise you, at some point, this will take place. So on the count of three, unmute yourself, unmute yourself. Some of you are going to be like, I can't, I'm in a very weird spot. I don't care. Just unmute yourself. Anyways, on the count of three, we'll all say it together. 1, 2, 3. Something
Something
good
good is
is
going to
happen
happen to me.
me.
Something
Something good
good
is
is
going to
going to
happen
happen
through
through
me.
me.
I love it. So I have 10 key things I want to share with you. 10 key things for those of you who are taking some notes today on a hot mess, on being broken before the blessing. Okay, some of it I'm going to have some stories on my personal life of my brokenness, but I know that it's very, very important. Without having this brokenness, I would not be able to share what I'm going to share with you this morning. And then I researched one of a singer and learned a little bit about her story that I thought was pretty. If you haven't listened to Odell, her story is pretty remarkable. So let us begin into here. All right. So everybody said me. Everybody put me on here. Everybody had me in here. Hot mess. Yeah, me, hot mess. Yeah. All right. Everybody's headed to Keller Williams in Vegas. Man, Robin, look at you. Up early and in Vegas. Love it. Love it. All right. So number one. This is one that, like, I like all of them. There's no such order of them. I was just kind of putting them on a piece of paper. Number one, okay, on how to take this brokenness into blessings, to work with this, recognizing this hot mess and seeing if we can unfilter it for you. Number one is resilience in the face of adversity. Resilience in the face of adversity. And when I looked at adversity, I thought about my attitude. And resilience with adversity is your attitude sets your altitude. Your attitude sets your altitude. I was talking to somebody over the weekend, I don't know who it was, about eagles. Maybe it was you, Justine, about eagles. And pigeons flock together, and eagles are their own alone version. They do things differently. They rise above. So when adversity comes, it's very easy to go to my other pigeons and tell them about my problems. And guess what? Oh yeah, man, that's terrible. That's tough. I can't believe that. Geez, man, yeah, silly. I mean, you're watching your ex-wife's dog. I mean, come on now, seriously. Like, what are you doing? But you got to rise above. So when you're facing adversity, your attitude will place your altitude. Where do you want to be? How do you want to look at it? You want to be with all the other pigeons, or do you want to step up? Number two is turning pain into power. Turning pain into power. See, I learned that when I'm in pain, I know there's a promise coming. When I'm in pain, I know when there's a promise coming. What I don't know, John, is this. What I don't know, Charles, is this. I don't know when, though. I know it's coming. I don't know when. And what happens is when you're in your pain and you're in the victimhood and you're bitching, whining, moaning, complaining, and everything else under the sun, what happens is we kind of resignate. We stay in there. And we start to go into, like, why is me? I can't believe I must be the only one going through. Nobody is going through what I'm going through. And you have to understand that this pain you're in, you have to absorb it. You have to look at it as an opportunity. The biggest challenge I see with people that are in a hot mess, or the biggest challenge I see with it, is sometimes have you ever heard of this? You need to slow down to speed up. You're trying to do too much. You're trying to figure out every single problem you got going on. You're trying to solve the world. You're trying to take care of your family. You're trying to take care of your husband or your wife. You're trying to take care of your workload. You're trying to take care of whatever it might be that you're trying to take care of. And you just, like, overwhelming. And what happens, Sydney, is We get into then when we're in pain, we just stay in it. And we take like a bath in it. It's just like, well, there's pain, everybody, man. And we try to get out of it, but we can't. But there's a reason why we're supposed to be there. And when you understand that, and you understand that there's a promise on the other side, things start to take shape. It's understanding that, which gets me to number 3, which is probably one of my most important ones, the hardest ones to overcome or to learn is the power of mindset. The power of mindset. So I ask you all, what are you doing to work on your mindset? And please, I know some of you are going to tell me this. Brock, you don't. This is what I do in the mornings. I'm very powerful in the mornings. I read, I pray, I do devotions, I work out. Oh, okay. Anybody who's on here will tell me in some capacity that's how they start their morning. I've seen many people's schedules, and that's how they start their morning, Christian. That's how they get involved with it. And maybe some of you are like, well, I don't really do it. Maybe I need to do a little bit of it. And I'm going to say, yes, you get really good at it. I call it Own the Morning. It's one of my coaching programs. Own the morning. From when you wake up till 12 o'clock, every 30 minutes, own the morning, write down what it is you're doing. Jade is doing it now for me. But here's the thing. It is not in these moments that his mindset is grown. Holly, when it is this. It is when the shit storm's happening at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when you got a phone call coming in, somebody says that your child's sick, all of a sudden you got 2 text messages that just freaking shock your world, and oh, by the way, you got to go pick up your son at school at 2:45. That's when mindset hits all. That's when the adversity is tested and your attitude is adjusted. In those moments, that is why I'm a very, very strong believer. If you take anything out of today, I'm going to encourage you to start to do this. I'm going to encourage you to start setting an alarm every hour on the hour, Monday through Friday, from 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock. Make it a vibrating noise so it doesn't wake up the world. Your phone shouldn't be on anyways. Your phone's on. If your phone is on and making dings and bings and everything else, that means your phone controls your day. I control my day. I control my phone. The only time it goes off is every hour it vibrates. And that's when I readjust myself. Number 4, the role of failure is a stepping stone. Failure is not final. It is part of the foundation. Failure is not final. It is part of the foundation. Fail fast, fail often, fail. We are so scared to fail. It like we stay in a bubble. I don't know about that. I don't know if I should spend that. I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I should get coached up. I don't know if I should take that class. I don't know if I should do a webinar. I don't know if I should change my firm. I don't know if I should change companies. I don't know if I should have a child. I don't know if I should blah, blah, blah. Because we're so scared to fail. Once you embrace failure and you understand that it is a part of life. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Here's one of your homework assignments for those that want to be on here. What's up, Chris? Yeah, it is President's Day. Happy President's Day. Here's what I challenge you to do. I want you to draw a line in the middle of your piece of paper on the left-hand side. I want you to write down all the failures you've overcome. Okay? 100% of your failures, 100% of your failures brought you to today. Why? Because you're all alive and you're on here. 100% of your failures, you are here today. So on the left-hand side, I want you to write down your failures. On the right-hand side, I want you to write your lesson. See, the lesson is before the blessing. But you have to understand that. We only focus on the failure. When you're in a hot mess, you're only focused on the problem. You have to see the other side of it. Because when you focus your attention on the other side of it, things start to take shape. Number 5. Where's my main man, Dakota? Got the new book, Extreme Ownership. How many of you got the book, Extreme Ownership? How many of you read the book Extreme Ownership? Put an 8 in the chat if you have. Number 5 is taking responsibility of your life. Taking responsibility. About 4 years ago, I think I blamed everybody on this. I was going through a lot of challenges. And this was before I was even, when I got broke. And I just blamed everything. I blamed everything else. You don't understand my situation. I've been divorced. I've had this problem, my kids, and then family problems, and I'm attorneys and lawsuits and everything else. Oh gosh, it's not me. The moment I decided to click over, I drew a line in the sand. If you're ever looking for anything, Enough is Enough by Eric Thomas. I said, I'm done. I'm done with it. I read the book Extreme Ownership. And I said, from this point on, I will take ownership in every freaking thing that takes place, every single thing that happens to me. I will never blame anything else. What happens if it is your fault, though, Brock? What happens if it is? I could have done a better job of coaching them. I should have spoken to them more. Well, Brock, what about the bank and the loan fell apart? I mean, you're not even part of that. I could have called the loan lender. I could have called the buyer agent and say, hey, how can I help you with that? Is there anything I could possibly have done? Did I do that? No. I mean, it's not my side of the deal. Why would I go across that? Could I? Yes or yes? Well, Brock, you're in a divorce. That's not your fault. I mean, your ex-wife did this. I said, yeah, but I could have done this better. I could have come home. I could have asked her love language. I could have done something more to this situation. When you understand this one rule of taking responsibility, I can assure you, your life will change. Number 6. Redefining success through your own personal growth. Your own personal growth. We all grow differently. So redefining it through your own personal growth is your own unique way. Now, how I do this is a tactic that I use from my football days. Is guess what happened? Jada knows this, and for all our sports people, and I don't know, maybe you do this in your own self. Louis does this when he does his wholesale calls. Is you watch film, you listen to yourself. How are you growing? John and I spoke over the weekend. He had a challenging situation with one of his clients. And I said, no matter how painful it is, you're just going to have to be like, we're going to have to work on this. And they terminate. But what could you have done better? What can you work on yourself to become a better real estate agent? What can you work on yourself to become a better father, a better mother? Only you know. Some of you on here today know exactly what you're supposed to do. And some of you at the end of the day is like, shit, I didn't even do it today. Damn it. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that. I knew I should have gotten up at this time. I know I'm supposed to go to bed at this time. You know it. You have to, at the end of the day, I'm going to encourage you to review about yourself, to look at yourself and give yourself a grade. How many of you grade yourself each day? Grade yourself each day? Well, how the hell are you going to get better? The teacher grades me all day. When I went to school, I didn't meet a test that I didn't get a grade back. Every day is an opportunity. How are you doing? And if you didn't get a good grade, who are you talking to help yourself? Are you taking ownership of that day? Are you going to blame everything else? If you're on that plan, be like Jim Rohn, it's time to get a new plan. Number 7, developing an unbreakable spirit. Developing an unbreakable spirit. Did I put that in here? An unbreakable spirit to me is how there's some of us on here that can handle more pressure. Okay. I say a prayer every day for strength, abundance, grace, peace. In order to get that all, God doesn't give me peace every single day. He does not give me an easy day. Why? Is because I have to be broken. I have to be beaten down in order to achieve it. So when somebody says to me, hey, I'm under some financial distress, I could say, okay, great. That's not a problem at all. What part? You got the IRS after you? Your credit card's maxed out? Is your car repossessed? Do you have income coming in? Like, what's in your savings account? Oh, yeah, all those things happen to me. Yeah, I know what it's like to be broken. I know what it's like to be completely ass broke. I know that. But in that time period, it's how can I that's the point that I'm building unbreakable spirit. It is not when life is blissful. It's easy to have great spirit then. It is in your darkest times, which gets me to number 8, is finding hope in your darkest times. It's finding hope in your darkest times. And in find hope in your darkest times, Claudia, is this. I love the definition of faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Now, we said this to begin with. Things happen for me, not to me. Things happen for me, not to me. So, Alicia, when I'm looking at this, it is in these moments where I really need to find hope. It's in these moments, when my clock rings every hour, that's when I'm asking God for hope. That's when I'm asking Him to be faithful. That's when I'm asking Him, I need you a little bit more right now. I got a couple challenges. And you all might think this is silly. And that's the faith part that you have to work on. Because some of you say to me, well, Brock, how do I get out of this? What do you do? I'm like, right now, I'd say a prayer. Maybe change up your questions. Ask God a different way. Somehow, some way. When I'm in my darkest financial moments, I would ask God in some way to help me, and the craziest things take place. I received 2 paychecks this weekend that I had no idea about. I can't make this stuff up. Where's Rika? I even said Rika. I said, Rika, who's this? Where did this come from? We couldn't find it at first, and then we found out like 2 days later, oh, that was a deal that you worked with that agent on. That was like 3 months ago. I was like, damn, that's crazy. How'd this $1,800 get in my bank account? What took place with that? Oh, that was a client, a coach that you worked with. She's actually on here today. One of my best coaching clients, Robin. She's like, that deal got closed finally in my Zelle account. So I'm telling you, you think I'm silly. Try it. Try having the faith, which gets me to number 9, overcoming the inner demons. This is when this is when the devil wants to get involved. This is when the devil wants to get you distracted. I call it the devil's distractions. See, when I focus on my scarcity, I focus on the loss of money. When I focus on the negative, when I focus on overwhelming, when I focus on the hot mess, that is the devil's way of being like, damn, this person's really good. I'm going to have to disguise this in a way to make them get completely out of their sorts. And that's what the devil does. And what happens is self-doubt and fear all come in here. So here's an acronym on fear. Many times we hear is face everything and run. That's what we do with fear. I want you to replace it with face everything and rise. Rise up. Overcome it in some capacity, in some way. How do you do that? Is you look on this show here. You find somebody that's in your organization, or you know somebody who's in your family or this group here, and you ask them like, hey man, I'm going through a divorce. I'm not going to ask how many people are divorced on here, but there's people on here who've been divorced. If you're going through a divorce or separation, maybe you should reach out to them. Maybe you're going through a financial crisis. Reach out to them, have a conversation with them, talk to other people who are facing the battles that they face that you're facing today. And number 10, Learning the art of persistence and dedication. Learning the art of persistence and dedication. How do I do this? I'd write down this. Find athletes, presidents, celebrities, or military leaders. Go to YouTube, go on Google, type in a military leader who overcame adversity during their darkest times. You'd be amazed at some of the stories that you hear. A book that I recommend you reading, Seth and Heather, Relentless. Tim Grover, Relentless. Go get that book. I think Claudia, where's Claudia? She told me, what's up, John? She said to me, Stephanie, she says, I'm going between a closer and a cleaner. Going between a closer and a cleaner. Sometimes I'm a cleaner and then sometimes I'm a closer. And I can't remember the exact conversation. And there's a lot of people who want to be cleaners. Cleaners the highest level. They're like the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Cleaners are wired differently. They're just wired differently. They do things differently. See, I had the wiring mechanism inside of me. I just didn't know what I was all distorted with it, with my drinking. And then lack of ownership. See, what happened, real quickly here in Odell's story, is she had to have a breakup before she could rise up. She had to have a breakup before she could rise up. And some of you right now are feeling broken and you're feeling like shit storms are happening everywhere. I don't have any control over it. And you're trying, it's like the Tetris, things are moving so fast and everything else. This is the moment where you have to embrace it. This is where your attitude is checked. This is when you need to have a really tight environment. And if you're in an environment that those people aren't helping you, then you need to remove yourself from that environment for a little bit. Just tell them I'll be back. I'm going to check back in with you. There's certain people I haven't talked to in 2 years. I don't need that environment right now in my life. Okay, they're not going to be sad or upset because it's all in our head that we think that they're going to miss us. There's people I was drinking and drugging and womanizing with, and guess what? They haven't called me in the last couple of years saying, "Hey man, when you coming back? When you coming back? We miss you." They have not. It's inside your head. I remember when I missed a couple parties, Christmas parties, work events. And first thing, ego-driven Brock. Did anybody ask where I was? Did anybody ask what I was doing? Did anybody ask? No, not one single person asked you. But Mel, actually, you know what John did? John was wondering where he was because you were his drinking buddy. So what happened with Odell real quickly is she was a phenomenal singer. Things are going really well for her. And then all of a sudden, she was in a really good relationship. And the relationship, she got involved with and it was really taking over. And what happens is that she suddenly had a breakup. Not only was it a breakup, because you're like, okay, well, I've been broken up before. Somebody cheated, the guy cheated on her, and she completely fell apart, completely dismantled herself, and was completely broken. She had to get herself in a new environment, work herself up, and guess what? Months later, not weeks, not hours, months later, she had the greatest hits and recordings ever on her albums because she was starting to speak with purpose, right, Chad Free? With passion, because the pain that she was feeling, she was now exuding. So when I get all worked up and when I get really passionate about it, it's because I've been through that shit show. I've been through that pain to help you. When I see people who are stumbling and you're trying to seesaw decisions and debating and dabbling, I'm telling you, I'm trying to push you over the edge and be like, trust me, the longer you wait on making this decision, the longer you're setting yourself up for not reaching your goal. You're just holding yourself back. So in conclusion, it's 8:46. Of these 10 things that I'll put in my notes. If you want my notes, just type in notes. And if we have enough people, I'll put it in the Facebook group, but you can type in notes. And I'm now really working and typing out my notes so I can help people, because not only do I know some people don't look or like go back and listen to the recording, some people just might want to print them out. So we're going to start putting my show notes on the Facebook Live so you can put it and write it down your own way that you like to see it. Maybe there's something in here you want to review. Each one of these notes, I also have 5 different Bible verses that come from it, so that maybe you want to research it and go back to it. Because guess what? I could be 1% better than I was last year doing this show. I could be 1% better. And I'm going to be reaching out to more of you asking me a topic that I should talk about, because I appreciate it when I get to talk about something that resonates with somebody in some capacity, in some way, because I want to be 1% better. Nobody's asked me to do my show notes. I decided to do it because I want my attitude and my altitude to be at an extreme level to help you, whatever it might be. So guys, I appreciate it. If you got anything out of today, put a 7 in the chat, put a 7 out of chat, put a me in the chat, put a me in the chat, put a 7 in the chat. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. If you want the notes, put notes in there. We will make sure that we will put them in the Facebook page. If you're not in the Facebook page, please do so. And if I can help you, if you're debating and dabbling and you're ready to make a decision, you call me. You call me. I love making decisions. Okay, guys, appreciate y'all. God bless you all. Have a phenomenal day. Tomorrow morning, we got a little change up. We got a little switch up. So come back tomorrow. It won't be Chad Free tomorrow. He's going to be later on in the week. So we got a little switcherooski. So I don't want to I'll let the cat out. Derek Green speaking tomorrow, everybody. So come back tomorrow morning at 8:15. Derek Green will be here. Him and Chad are switching up this week. God bless you all. Have a phenomenal day. Reach out to me if I can help you. God bless you. See ya.